punch in the face for thinking that you just see YouTube. This would BMG niggas do. You get big racks, you feel me?
You already know BMG got this city hot. And that's a fact.
You got the city hot. Foul.
BMG got the city hot.
You wanna shoot up a classic, a school shooter? Better know my clip like a school.
What's good, Stella King? It's your boy Classy, and you are now tuned into the realest reaction channel on YouTube. I need everyone to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you're notified every time I drop a new video. Just in case you haven't, go follow me on Instagram. Well, today this is not going to be a music video reaction. This is going to be something a little bit different. Yesterday I made a post, or I shared a post on Facebook, and someone, the post was about mandatory DNA tests, and someone sent me this and said I should react to this right here because it coincides with the topic or whatever. Well, it's basically the same thing. Well, it is the same thing. So they said I should react to it. It's called "I'll demand mandatory DNA test for all my kids," right? So we're gonna get straight into this and see what's going on. I'm guessing they're speaking on, I don't know. I see in the thumbnail and the little clip the person sent me, it's a whole bunch of people talking. So I'm guessing they have different point of views because I see there's women and men. So I'm guessing it's a men versus women thing. I don't know. Let's get straight into it and see what's going on.
If it's not mine, I'm walking away. That's it. That's it. Nothing else to talk about. If we just talking about what I'm gonna do, I don't know what they gonna do, but I'm out.
Hold up, pause. First of all, women take care of children that aren't theirs all the fucking time and don't make a big ass deal about it. No, pause. This is not.
It's fast.
Couple days.
Amen to the Heavenly Father.
What's your stand on mandatory DNA testing for kids? Lately, I've been very paranoid about unknowingly taking care of another man's child and then finding out years later, ... Man's not Santa?
That's so weird.
I respect it.
He said man's not Santa.
That's how he ended the question.
Kofi from Woolwich, UK.
Thank God. Yo, we're praying for you, Kofi. Thank you, Kofi. Thank you, Donna. We'll pray for you, Kofi. Don't worry. Nah, Kofi's good. I like the
Wow. I love that picture.
Oh my goodness. I mean, you talk about representation. Yeah. You know that's what he meant.
I'll start with this. I think that it should be.
You can see the stress in his forehead.
He does.
How many kids he holding?
That's a lot.
There's things behind him.
The average number for a black man.
What? Hey, she taking shots at us like that. See, that's the thing though, right? Black women want us to defend them in all aspects of life. But no matter what, they always diminish and tarnish our character. No matter what. Every single man ain't shit man. Every single man ain't a deadbeat dad. Every single man isn't a gangster. Every single man isn't a hustler. Every single man isn't a businessman. So how the hell are you gonna just put everybody in one basket and then fire shots like that? You're tripping. Black men at that.
Don't do that. That's a lot. You need to reframe the way you think about black men. That's not how.
For real.
So you love black men, but you're saying we're out here with 7 kids.
I want to have 7 kids.
Okay.
Wow. That's very.
She confused on life.
So how do you feel about the question?
So I feel like you should definitely be. I think that testing needs to be mandatory. It's
I agree.
It should be mandatory because
But if you're not slinging your dick around, then you won't be scared about who's pregnant about.
You see, that's the thing. Women never have well, I won't say women. A lot of women, a high percentage of women, especially women that I've seen on social media that I have conversation with, they never really have just reason for the thing they say. They just say anything just because they feel like it's okay to fire at us. She says if you're not around slinging your dick, you wouldn't have to be worried about that. What does slinging your dick around has to do with you wanting to know if a child is yours or not? That doesn't make any sense. She just went all the way off with it. Even if you was slinging dick, okay, you slinging dick, but you want to know if the kid is yours or not, because it's not like men are the only one who cheat. Women try to act like women don't cheat. Because how about this, right? When a man cheat, A straight man. We're going to get straight to the point because there's going to be women in the comment that try to turn it. Look, straight men. When a straight man cheats, who does he cheat with? A woman, right? So you telling me every single man that cheats only cheats with a female who's single? Yeah, alright. Yeah, alright. So why niggas be having to run out niggas' house because they shorty who husband came home and all that extra shit? Why? Why do these things happen? Why do men get shot because they were in another man's house with his wife if men is the only one cheating?
It's not about us. You can have a partner right before me. Exactly.
I think that the United States making DNA tested mandatory is stupid. I don't think that, you know...
You don't even know what you're saying.
If you feel like you need a DNA test, go do that on your own time because you feel that way. I don't think...
Why would you go do it on your own time if you give birth in the hospital? Why would you leave the hospital and come back to the hospital to get a DNA test? But technically, wouldn't that still be your own time because you're in the hospital anyway? So you're there on your own time. Nobody didn't make you go to the hospital. If you had a kid and your wife or your fiance or girlfriend is giving birth, you're at the hospital on your own time. So why not on your own time right then and there take a DNA test so that way you don't have to come back and do that later and you know for a fact this is your child. Some men take care of children for years, spend thousands of dollars on these kids just to find out later on that's not their kids. And usually when men find that out, it's when they're in an argument with a female or some shit. She gets mad and she says, that's why this ain't your kid anyway. But we get bashed. You get bashed. Look, this is a funny thing about it. They don't want to take this mandatory test, right? But then get mad when a nigga says, yo, I don't think that's my kid. If you're taking a mandatory test, now he has no way of saying he don't think that's his kid and he don't want to be there or whatever. Now, anything you say about that man, if he doesn't want to be a part of his kid's life and doesn't take care of his life after that, now, it goes to show, all right, that's his character. That's not, you know what I mean? That's just his character. You feel what I'm saying?
Every person, there's millions of people in the United States. Like, it doesn't make sense that people could be using that time to do other things. Like, you could be saving a life. You could be in the hospital saving a life.
So it's like, if a woman is claiming you to be the father of the child, you may, let's say you're not with that woman, which that happens a lot, in today's society. There's some doubt that this is probably not my child, but instead of, confronting it on both ends where I feel like it should just be a man's, or don't tell somebody the father of a child, but you know that there's a doubt, like if you had slept with someone in between.
I mean, you can avoid the doubt by going by God and getting married and...
Going by God and getting married. Pastors cheat on their wife. So does the pastor's wife cheat on her husband, which is the pastor. Men and women get married all day and cheat on each other all the time. So if you go by God and get married, what's the difference? Do people, just because you got married now, you don't cheat? Like, what the fuck?
Real life. Marriage is real life.
All right, all right, Tina. Now we're talking about relationships. In real life, what actually happens, in a practical universe, what actually happens, mistakes happen.
I think men have the right to know. For sure, but it's definitely no problem, guys. No problem, guys. It's insulting, though. I mean, I think men definitely deserve to know it's their right. Just like if a woman's like out there,
eyebrows getting me tight, shorty with the ball head
as well. But I think it's definitely insulting if you're in a relationship and you're married and your partner wants you to have a DNA test.
No, it's more insulting.
I understand what she's saying, like. Okay, a female might take it as insult that a man say, yo, I want a DNA test, especially if she's a loyal female who isn't out there cheating. So she's feeling like, yo, I thought we were on this type of level, and now you're like, you're it's basically defamation of character type shit. You feel me? It's like, yo, come on, you what are you saying? I'm a hoe or something? I understand that point of view. But as well, though, like, all right, put it like this. What about when you females ask us men to see our phones? Or matter of fact, don't even ask us. Use our fingerprints while we're sleeping or catch our code from 10, 15 feet away and then go through our phones and all of that. Isn't it the same thing as me requesting a DNA, the same way you don't trust me and I don't trust you. Isn't that like the same thing? Like, real talk though.
Right.
No,
that kid not yours. That's
the kid
way more
so you raise it. It's like, yeah, you raise it, and that's that's your child at the end of the day. But if you had known that and you had that, you didn't give that person a decision.
I feel like if you're in a marriage, you're happy, you're having babies, and it takes a lot to get to that place where, you know, you're having babies with someone.
That is not a fact, because they have people that have one night stands and end up having babies. Like, it doesn't take a marriage for people to have children. There are a lot of kids that were born out of wedlock. Majority of the kids in the world, period. Probably you were even born out of wedlock. No disrespect if you weren't, but I'm just saying, like, mostly everybody I knew, that I know, I said knew, everybody that I know is born out of wedlock. Like, I'm not even sure. Like, it's such a high percentage that I would have to literally sit here and think, like, how many of my friends' parents were actually married before they had kids? Some of them still not even married. You know what I'm saying? Like, majority of people born out of wedlock. So that's not facts.
If you're responsible. For the question to be asked, can you take a DNA test? I mean, are you kidding me? Like, what is this? Like, what did we go down the aisle for? What did we say those vows for? If you're not gonna automatically know. So
when a man goes out and comes home very late or whatever, why ask him questions like, where were you? Who were you with? Oh, I was out. If he answered just like that, where were you? Oh, I went out. Where'd you go? Oh, I went to the bar. Who did you go with? Like, why all those questions come about is because it's the same trust issues. You get me?
Oh, that this baby is yours.
So this is what I'm gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
I think that
off the rip, the way she speaks with all the neck and like how she speaks OD with her hands. Like, most people speak with their hands, but like the way she came off already, I can tell, like, this is a shorty. If you in a relationship with her, you're going to be arguing with her every day because she's going to be trying to be the one who's more masculine. And I'm not just saying that because she got a low haircut, because the other one has a bald head too. But she looked like she tries to be a masculine female. Like, she would be arguing with you about stupid shit and try to, like, This one of them parents that'd come outside and slap her kid in front of everybody just to prove that she's the mother.
Y'all want this to be mandated because of a conversation you are not strong enough to have with your girl. One.
What?
Two. You requesting DNA, first of all, this is a very gendered question, right? There's no way for a woman, well, let me not speak. This to be mandated because of a conversation you are not strong enough to have with your girl. One.
Alright, that has nothing to do with having strength to have a conversation or none of the above. That's just basic. It's basically all around trust type shit.
Two. You requesting DNA, first of all, this is a very gendered question, right? There's no way for a woman, well, let me not speak for every woman. Mm-hmm. For me specifically, there's no way if my man came up to me, I wouldn't feel some type of offense. But fine, if you have the right to know whether it's your child or not, because I know this is my child, right? But to say that
exactly,
is where
she's talking in circles.
Up to me, I wouldn't feel some type of offense. But fine, if you have the right to know whether it's your child or not, because I know this is my child, right? But to say that it's mandated is where I have a problem. Who is picking up those costs? The U.S. government? The U.S. government should be
It doesn't fucking matter who's picking up the costs or not. It should be mandatory because now you know for 100% that child, you mothered it. It came out of your stomach, right? There's no way for a man to be 100% sure that a child is his child unless he gets a DNA test, right? So you have the security that you know that's your kid for sure. But then in his head, he never knows for sure whether or not he loves his kids or he don't love his kids or he's there for the kids or not there for the kids. He never knows for sure. But you have that peace of mind where you know for sure. So why deprive him of having the same thing?
Paying for these mandatory tests
For you to know, no. First of all, we have so many issues in this country already. To then place that type of payment on the U.S. government
just
is wrong.
No.
And first of all, healthcare does not cover so many ailments that are like people are dying from.
I get
not even dying of ailments, like feminine products.
Just feminine products. So for you to make that mandatory, that would have to be a government issue.
Do you know that?
If you want a mandatory test,
which I do,
you pay for it yourself. You pay for it yourself.
But it's like, why is she being so aggressive? Like, if you look at these guys, they're like super humble, you know, and they're just really just giving their input on a situation. But she's acting as if they're in an argument instead of them having a conversation. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's what I was talking about when I said earlier on. It looks like she's one of the females that like to be masculine. Because why is she talking so aggressive with so much hand gesture, neck gesture, and voice? The volume of her voice is going up crazy for what? And everybody else, look, every one of them is just laughing and shit.
That's fine. So let's make it clear.
Because you know that a lot of
let
women...
me finish my sentence.
All right, go ahead.
Let me finish my sentence. I personally pay taxes. And I care about where my money goes.
Yo, I hate these I pay taxes ass people. I really hate these I pay taxes ass people. You act as if you pay taxes in order to do nice things for people. If you had an option whether or not you were gonna pay taxes or you're not gonna pay taxes, I guarantee you wouldn't pay taxes. You're sitting there acting like, yeah, I pay taxes because I want the schools to put better books in the schools, and I want better seats on the buses and trains, and I want better roads. You're not doing it for that reason. Obviously, that's what they say they use our tax money for, right? But in all actuality, do they really need our tax money? They don't. You feel me? Because, like, no matter how much money they print, it doesn't make no difference. You feel what I'm saying? But anyway, you say you pay taxes. Okay, cool. Who gives a shit? Who gives a... What does you pay in taxes? See, that's the thing. I bet you if she was like a college grad or some shit, somewhere in this video, she'll bring it up. I went to school and I got a bachelor's degree and I got this and I got that. I hate those people who always, I this, I that, I did this. This shit has nothing to do with the conversation.
I'm not here to pay for so-and-so because there's a confusion about who's the father. That's not my business. Handle your personal
But you
shit.
would apply under it
And
too,
for me,
idiot.
I want to fund schools. I want to fund the MTA because the trains are never on.
That's crazy how I said better seats on the bus or fixing the roads. And she said she want to fund schools. So if you want to fund schools and all that, right? Why is it only with your taxes you do it? Why don't you take money that you have and do it? Also, like, why don't you take money out the bank and give it to a charity or stuff like that? Come on, cut the nonsense.
We got bigger problems. We have bigger problems. I'm sorry. I'm not paying for no mandatory test. When you're saying mandatory requires everyone to do it.
You're not really paying for the test. Like, because you pay taxes, right? That don't mean you're paying for the test, bro. Your taxes, I don't know how much she works for. But your taxes ain't even that. You're not even paying that much taxes anyway. Like, some of these people act like they pay millions of dollars in taxes or even hundreds of thousands of dollars when there's really rich people who are paying way more taxes than us. Yeah. We know we're not going to get into all of the politics. I know what y'all going to say in the comment section. We're not going to get into the politics and all of that. But they are paying more taxes than you, regardless of what you want to say. They are paying more taxes because they make way more money than you. Yeah, they write stuff off, but we're not going to get into that. Whatever. She is not paying that much taxes to where it even matters. Like, there's so much people in the country. You that one person, it doesn't even matter because you're saying it's a problem. You don't want to pay taxes when taxes are like accumulated with everybody else's money, not just yours. Your little tax money does not make no difference. Like, real talk, it doesn't make no difference. You that one person doesn't make no difference. So you're saying it as if you're paying like hundreds of thousands of dollars in taxes. Like, come on.
Not everybody can pay for it.
No.
That's you're adding stuff. Hey, man, let me finish my shit.
Ooh.
when you say
extra.
mandatory, that includes people that are having children that don't necessarily have the money to pay for this test. A mandated thing is going to be covered by the government.
So that means if you can
if you can afford it. But you're not. So here's my thing. So the U.S. government is going to take care of it.
Regardless to what, right? Health insurance and all of that shit. You getting free health insurance. Wouldn't the same thing like your tax money going to it and all that shit? So you say, yo, you don't want to pay money for a man to find out if a child is his, but you're okay with females getting abortions? Ain't that the same shit? You're okay with your money going? Come on, bro.
Have too many other issues that are way more pressing than you knowing the fidelity of your relationship and whether that be your child. If you personally want to check for your child, that's you. But to say that it's mandatory across the country, that's crazy.
It seems like women are more defensive of this being mandatory because a lot of them know the things that they do and they're aware that a child might end up not being a nigga's child or whatever. So they're more defensive of it. You feel me? Just like sometimes females cheat and go and like they get an abortion or whatever, and like all right, boom, they cheat, get an abortion. Nigga never knows that if it was his kid or wasn't his kid, right? Now, if they say, yo, we're banning abortions, and it's gonna be a whole riot with female. They're gonna say, oh, it's our body. We can do whatever we want to do with our body. Whoa, whoa, whoa. But like this situation right here is like should be one of those situations where nobody shouldn't even rebuttal it or debate about it.
And it's inconsiderate. And it's
you saying that you will pay for it, right?
Yeah, I'll pay for it.
So if it costs $5,000, you're gonna pay for it.
You see, that's the thing with women too. They always bring up things that don't even like apply. It doesn't make any sense. That's like a man say, yo, listen, if I have to put 93 gas in my car, I'll pay for it. And then she'll say, but what if 93 gas price went up to where it's $100 a gallon? Will you still put 93? Yo, bro, that's not the case. The gas is not $100 per gallon, bro. Like, what are you talking about?
DNA test that cost $5,000.
Does it cost $5,000?
For every child, it doesn't matter.
Yes, it does matter. You say stupid shit.
I have a question though. Would you be okay with your wife having you do a lie detector test, whether you cheat on her or not?
Why not?
What if you were doing something wrong though?
You see how she said that? Would you be okay with your wife requesting a lie detector test on you, right? And then he says, yeah, sure, why not? And then she says, but what if you were doing something wrong though? So it seems like in the back of her mind, she already has it set where, all right, females are doing things wrong that they don't want their men to find out about. Because what if you're doing something wrong part had to come in for?
Exactly. So why would the DNA be like mandatory?
God bless you. Why are we even at this topic?
But this is what I'm saying. This question.
No, because you know what's crazy? In the hospital, women. In the hospital, women do ask for a DNA test. People do ask on the line. They'll pull a nurse aside and be like, change, you know,
and that's fine. And the question is about it being mandated. So understand what that means.
You know why the question? I think for sure that the person that was writing this was talking about like they're talking about like when you're requesting it, like it should be mandatory where like let's say a dad is like acting like this isn't his child. You should be able to say, oh, have this DNA test, and they can't deny it.
If a dad is acting like that's not their child, and a woman wants a child, no, it cannot. If a court says you gotta take a mandatory test.
Alright, look at it, right? If the court says you gotta take a mandatory test or whatever, whose money is going towards the court? When a woman takes a man to child support, he has to take a DNA test. Whose money is going towards that again? Is it their tax money again? But they're okay with that way. They're okay with that way because now that's what women do. You feel me? That's what women do. Women take men to child support. Yes, there is men that took women to child support before, but I guarantee you it's a 90-10 thing. It's a 90-10 thing, bro. Like 90% women do it, probably 10% men. If that. You know what I'm saying? I just threw out a number, so don't quote me. But like in all actuality, females are always okay with things that other females do, but it's like always this battle with men versus female. It's like never an understanding to where you say, okay, this is wrong, this is right. Okay, we agreeing on right and wrong. We're not agreeing on sex or disagreeing on sex. Where it's right and wrong. Okay, you do this, you did that the wrong way. You did this, you did it the right. You know, it's not nothing about sex. It's like it's for something with women. Whenever women have discussion with men, it's always a sex thing. Like, oh, men do this, men do that. Women don't listen. They say women mature faster than men, but it seems like women stay teenagers longer than men do. You feel what I'm saying? Like, real talk. They say women mature faster than men. I guess they just go through puberty and become a teenager faster than we do. And they get stuck there. Real talk.
Women who are mandating it across the country understand the effects of what that's going to be.
Versus a court order.
And are completely different things. So when y'all wildin' talking about for your... Yes, when you're wildin' saying that it should be mandated for the whole country when there are so many other issues that we have to tend to because of your personal issues with your girl.
It's me and you. What you over here doing stuff? I don't know if this is...
So you speak to her. That's a personal problem.
Like she keeps saying about the government having to take care of things. Isn't it the same thing when a female goes on public assistance or female gets Section 8? A female, shouldn't it be like the same thing? Okay, my nigga, like that's a personal problem. You can't pay the rent in your crib. That sounds like a personal problem because you can't keep a job to pay your rent in your crib. That's personal. The government shouldn't have to come and say, yo, we're gonna pay for you to live in a place, or the government shouldn't have to say, yo, we're gonna give you a card with money on it so you can buy food, because that's a personal problem. That's not their problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's stupid. Women just blurt things out without actually thinking. Like, it's just ridiculous.
That's a personal problem, not a country one.
Is that a personal
what?
problem?
It is a personal problem. You don't know if that's your child. That's personal. The country don't got to deal with that shit.
I'm on the yellow side.
So it shouldn't be a country problem then, since you just want to make it this what you call a country problem. It shouldn't be the court shouldn't take a man to child support. A court shouldn't make it mandatory for a man to pay child support then, if that's the case.
That's a personal problem.
Either way though, that's what I'm saying. Nobody knows. Like,
Everybody's so humble and she's so extra.
You hear what I'm saying, right?
That's the problem.
Personal.
I think it should only be mandated if it's not, if you're not in marriage. If you're in marriage,
I'm trying so hard to not insult her, but she's like irking my nerves.
Right. Absolutely not.
women in this situation about the topic in which we're talking about, pregnancies and DNA tests, in most cases they're not. It's gonna be you have doubts about who the women cheating, and that's why the baby may not be yours.
Yeah.
The direct topic question was from a man asking he doesn't want to raise another man's child. That's it. So in that case, who would have cheated? The woman. Exactly. So yeah, in those situations, it's gonna always be about a woman. You're trying to get a DNA test. If it's a man outside the relationship, he's gonna bring the evidence of the cheating. He's gonna bring the child. And that's like the part where that's where it hurts the most. Like that's the time where it should be mandatory. If I'm in a marriage, but that's what it happens.
Yo, notice this one over there, right? No, it has nothing to do with skin tone or hair texture or nothing like that, right? It's just my preference, right? Notice the one over there that's very like feminine, like she's just such a female, like she's just such a woman. Notice her. She's just over there. She's been quiet the whole time. Whenever she did have an opinion, whatever she said made sense. And she's just in the cut. And the crazy thing about it is like she looks better than the rest of them that are saying the foolery. You know what I'm saying? It's like that now it goes to show it's not how a female look, it's how they were brought up. So if they were brought up around dickheads, they're gonna act like dickheads. If they were brought around civil people with understanding and reasoning, they're gonna reason, right? You can see they're all black women, but that one right there, she has a different reasoning from the rest. The one in the middle with the red boots, she says some stupid stuff too, but she kind of has some type of understanding as well.
First of all, it doesn't.
You saw her face.
When it's in that situation, more times than not, when it's like a relationship, is usually the woman who's committed infidelity, because the guy is assuming. if you're in a relationship, if you're married and you're in a relationship, the man is assuming, and most times when you're on Maury, you're watching these cases, and you hear about these stories. You're assuming that.
I almost died because Shabazz said, women are usually the one that's unfaithful. He sounds like he's guilty or something because a lot of time in a lot of culture, the man is normally the one that's out there cheating. And even
no, see what he's saying, right? What he was saying, I know for a fact he's not saying men or women cheat more than the other. That's not what he's saying. He's saying in a situation like this where you would need to know the fraternity of a child, it would be the woman that has to cheat for that child not to be your child. That's what he's trying to say. You know what I'm saying? He probably couldn't get the words out the way he wanted to get the words out because they kept cutting him and speaking over him, especially the other short-haired shorty.
And guys that are religious, even people that are, I know people personally that are, that go to church every Sunday, but they still cheating on their wives. So I don't know what he's talking about.
The person that you're with is automatically, that's your child. And that's why a man asked this question. It was directly gender.
Yo, I really like doing this reaction. Really makes me feel like it would be dope if I can actually like have this same conversation with a couple of dudes and a couple of females as well. Like do this whole thing over. Like, cause I got so much to say about it, but my video is already at 30 minutes. I'm not trying to go too long.
Lady, a man is asking that question. If you're outside, that's another big thing because everyone's right to do. They were single, whatever. But when you're with somebody, the person that having questions about if they're the father of that child, they go through the rest of this child's life taking care of it. And if that was me, like after 18 years, you're not gonna turn your back on the child. But if I had known from day one, I'm out.
Straight.
Pause. First of all, women take care of children that aren't theirs all the fucking time and don't make a big ass deal about it.
She said women take care of children that aren't theirs all the time, right? This is what you gotta understand. It's totally different with a woman now taking care of a child. She knows that's not her child. She knows. She has the option whether or not she's gonna take care of that child or not take care of that child. Now, when a man is with a woman and she gets pregnant, he doesn't know whether that's his child or not. Like, come on, like, are you kidding me?
Pause.
The two old ones is like they on the same page.
But you have a choice. You know it.
Exactly.
Pause. What I'm making a declaration between is the fact that this is a personal problem that you have with your girl, and you're making a country responsibility when we have other.
Yo, alright, I'm done watching this video. She keeps going to this political shit, like she act like she's Mrs. Perfect and shit like that, and she just loves the government so much, and she's for the government, and you should not put any strain on the government. You feel me? The people that print the money and all that, you shouldn't put any strain on them because they're gonna run out of money. And if they run out of money, then you're not gonna be able to. Like, come on, bro. Like, you shitting me, bro? Are you shitting me? Listen, I feel like it should be mandatory. Like this is why. It's not whether or not you trust your female or you don't trust your female. I think it should be mandatory. Just for the simple fact, it's two reasons. Because a man can never deny his child if he know for 100% that's his child, right? So it wouldn't have these deadbeat dudes that don't want to be in their children's lives, right? Because there's a mandatory test. Now, with a female now, she can't give a man a child that isn't his child to take care of, where he spends thousands of dollars on or whatever, take care of or be in their life for years when he could have been getting his life together and doing whatever he wanted to do, been starting whatever business or whatever, right? If they do it mandatory now, you avoid all those problems. It's like, all right, cool. That's your kid. Now, if you don't take care of your kid, now you're a deadbeat. You're an ain't shit dude, period, right? But now with the female now, they can always say that's any guy's child they had sex with. Right? And you're not everywhere. You're not God. You're not in every situation. You don't know what she doing. You feel me? Like, nobody trusts anybody 100% anyway. So you people need to stop acting like everybody just trusts people 100%. And it's like, yo, you know you can trust somebody with your car, but you can't trust them with money. You feel me? You know you can trust your friend. Like let's say like for street examples, you know you can trust one of your homies with protecting you when it's beef, but you might not be able to trust that same homie with leaving him in the house with your girl. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta understand. But Y'all comment in the comment section below, man. I actually enjoyed reacting to this video because I have a lot to say, and that I really wish I could do like this debate live. Like if I can get some females that's willing to do this, and I can get some dudes that's willing to do this live, I'll do this live. This would be a dope conversation to have live, and then I'll post my version on YouTube. But anyway, y'all leave a comment, tell me what y'all think about this whole situation. If y'all got any other videos like these that you want to submit to me, send them to me and I'll check them out, man. It's your boy Class. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you're notified every time I drop a new video. Bow! If you not subscribed to Stella Gang yet, what you waiting for? Come on, join the squad, man. Stella Gang got the city hot. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you notified every time I drop a new video, man. BMG got the city hot. Y'all niggas know what's going on, man.